Eyes of Wakanda, in my mind, is designed to create a picture about the Black Panther, with the theme of Wakandans have been an unbroken chain of culture for the last 10,000 years. While I was working on Infinity War, I pitched that to Kevin. Kevin was like, that's a great idea.
Wakanda is a kingdom of many secrets.
That pitch resonated enough that it landed. And fortunately for me, all my favorite collaborators I worked with Marvel were all my teammates in making this thing happen. Black Panther was always in the conversation for what inspires us, but we're also trying to say something different. Using my love of comic books to kind of shine lights on certain aspects of history was a big thing for me. With animation, you can push the action further, you can take bigger chances, you can holistically design your world in a very distinct and bold way. What if we bring the kind of formalist illustration style of Dean Cornwell with the painting style of Ernie Barnes? Of course, when you're combining all these ingredients, you don't really know what the final flavor is going to be, and we trial and errored our way to the final look, which hopefully after this will be the Eyes of Wakanda look.
Todd is absolutely an amazing comic book artist and storyboard artist in his own right. He was great at instantly turning around, like, just hang on a second, let me do a sketch, and he'll send me something, and it was easy for me to understand where he was coming from and what he wanted.
And that's kind of how we were chasing the style of the show. Painterly is one aspect, bold shape design is another. Those are things I was most excited about, just being able to go big and go hard in as many directions as I could get away with.
This was sort of one of Todd's mandates. He just loves silhouettes, right? A lot of the power of the shape of the design of a character is in its silhouette. And you also know which character it is, because there's a lot of quick action in the show. People are fighting, you don't want to go, who just punched who, right? Like, it has to be clear.
If you have any kind of priority when you're making images, clarity is number one. Coolness is, of course, number two. Because if you don't know what's going on, it doesn't matter how cool it is.
Aside from building the tool of the style guide itself, probably the most helpful thing was building brushes in Photoshop. I've been trained as an oil painter and an acrylic painter, so that's what I'm always chasing when I'm working in a digital art program.
Craig's my favorite type of artist. He's kind of like an art physicist. He's so giving, but he also has a huge endowment of technical knowledge. And so he was a very reassuring force in the production.
I took the brushes that I've developed for Photoshop over many years in animation, made tweaks to them, all to try to get a set of brushes that could deal with any kind of surface, hair, fabric, metal, or clouds. We tried to limit it to around half a dozen. If I had given such a broad palette, our style would be more disparate. That was my hope, that if we created this brush set in the art department to keep us on style and then load those same brushes into Substance Painter, you would get more parity between the two.
He did help us backwards engineer the look we were trying to do and then make it possible for everybody to duplicate.
We had some very junior artists, a few artists that were, say, right out of school.
Craig was able to make the artists on our production seem like they got the job because they painted like this already. And they learned how to do it on the job, which was just an amazing thing. And that was due to his affinity and his expertise and experience.
Staying on style is a money saver and a budget saver, right? Like, it means that there are less iterations. It worked so well on this show to have that transportability of the brushes that it allowed me to work on the big picture more, make sure that the shot was really impactful, make sure that the lighting was powerful. Those kinds of really big picture things are what the audience feels, right?
I'm used to working by myself and usually collaborating with a very small amount of people. But I've been lucky enough to be on so many amazing productions that I've seen what good leadership looks like. My goal was create a production that I would like to work on.
Yeah, Todd's Todd, he's amazing. You know, the fact that he is such an artist also and has his own look and take, yet at the same time is super open and super collaborative, that's sort of what makes him such a great showrunner.
Working on the show, you look at it so much and you want it to be the best you can, so you scrutinize every single thing. And when you're in the middle of it, even if you scored at 97%, the only thing you can look at is the 3% that didn't hit.
All of the things that I had in my mind that we wanted to get across for the visual impact of the show, I think that's on the screen.
It was gratifying to come back with fresh eyes and look at it again, and you realize how much of it you got right. It was a show that I would want to watch with like 14-year-old me.